Hey there.
Can you explain?
What's that?
Can you explain how this works?
Oh yeah, sure. So did you see any of the belief things out there? The topics. You can choose one of those or just your own topic. You could say literally anything that you'd like, and then we'll just talk about essentially why you believe that thing.
Ooh.
Takes about 5 minutes or longer if you'd like. Yeah. Again, it doesn't have to be one of those, but if one of them interests you, then
Do I have to choose like a specific one?
that helps. Yeah, and like your stance on it. Again, doesn't have to be one of those. Could be your own thing.
I know, right.
Okay. Well, once again, I don't consider myself an expert, so I don't want to say anything that's stupid, but
That's cool. Me
I'll
neither.
say what I think.
Awesome.
Oh, wait. Okay, here we go.
Can you hear yourself?
Yeah.
Cool. What's your name?
Phoebe.
Phoebe. Good to meet you.
Nice
Love that
to
name.
meet you. Thanks.
Did anything come to mind to talk about?
The question about like mainstream institutions that you think are lying to you.
You know, I actually didn't see any of them. What was it?
It was like, what mainstream institutions do you think are lying to you?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I feel like it's just common knowledge about like the medicinal industry,
Ooh, okay,
you know,
yeah.
and healthcare and everything. Like, I feel like there's been a lot of things in the past that I don't agree with, like, you know, just encouraging cigarette smoking in the past, or like the opioid epidemic, and like,
Oh, that was like way back in the 60s or 50s, right? Like they'd
Yeah.
send cigarettes to people's houses or something, right? Like,
yeah, like, I don't know, it makes me question it and like not have all the trust and like the best interest in mind, because I do know how much money is made off of it, which is why I feel like uncomfortable when I have to follow advice from them.
From who?
From like the FDA and stuff.
Okay.
Just because it's like, if doctors were telling us that cigarettes were good for us in the past and they were wrong about that, what if they're wrong about things currently that we're going to find out in the future that we
Right.
shouldn't have been doing?
Okay. So, that's interesting. So, okay, at one point, and I don't know if this is true, are you saying that the FDA at one point was encouraging smoking cigarettes?
No, that's why I said I'm not an expert.
Okay.
I don't think the
Yeah, me
FDA was. I was talking about more of like the healthcare industry.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's why I just like kind of question it
Right.
a little bit.
Well, now that it seems like the paradigm has changed on that subject, like now it seems like, what's the main company that's against cigarettes? I don't know, anti-tobacco. I forgot the name of it, but there's a particular corporation that's very against it, and it seems like the healthcare industry at large sort of condemns cigarette smoking, right? At this moment.
Yeah.
Do you think that they were more right in the past to encourage it, or they're more right now to condemn it, and why?
Well, I was thinking.
Or do you not know?
I mean, I was thinking condemning because of all the negative effects it has on our body.
Okay.
You know.
And why do you? So, the reason why you think that has nothing to do with because the healthcare industry right now is pushing it. It has more to do with how you understand the science of cigarettes and tobacco, or something like
Yeah,
that.
I mean, you know, the way that it affects our lungs and everything. Like, my friend that I'm with now, she has started smoking cigarettes because she got sober. So this has been her way to kind of transition and cope. And just like doing this hike, I've never seen her that out of breath, and her health has deteriorated so bad from all the cigarette smoking, and just seeing the effects that it has on her like firsthand.
Yeah.
It's just really not good for your body.
Right. Interesting. So, the original claim was interesting. It was like you have a don't let me put words in your mouth. You have a strong distrust for like the medical community, or
Like the corporation side of it, like, you know, they make money off our sickness, and it's like,
Right.
I feel like there can be a lot of other methods to help sicknesses and things like that before we resort to medication, vaccines, which I know they can be helpful, and I know people need it. And I'm not saying it's bad, but I do think we should also explore other healthier alternative methods before we resort to that,
Like what? Like what?
Like, just all the holistic things that they've explored, and like getting to the root of the cause. Like if someone has depression, like my mother had chronic depression, and instead of giving her antidepressants that made her turn suicidal, we could have explored into what has changed in your life, what is the root cause of it, try and explore that route before just
jumping
here's
straight
a pill,
into the
Band-Aid over it. It's not fixing anything. You're still gonna have the same problems, you're just gonna be numb, and that's not making it any better.
So you think maybe the way that the corporate side of the medical institution, and here in the U.S. at least, it often doesn't get to the root of the problem. Maybe it's just putting a Band-Aid over something. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I feel like it's kind of like a quick fix, and a lot of people nowadays don't want to put in the effort to really make the change and just resort to taking a medication to make them feel better without actually changing anything.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, I don't want to be offensive. I know, I understand that there are, disorders and things that people really do need it to stabilize their behaviors and moods.
Right. Yeah.
But for the other majority that don't suffer with those disabilities and things, I feel like there could be other methods.
Well, like let's just take depression because you brought it up. I'm curious. What do you think the best way to approach it is from the beginning, I guess? Like, what is this holistic approach that gets to the root cause?
Well, for depression, I feel like that is very mental. So it's like, instead of just going to a doctor, telling them your symptoms and having them prescribe you to a medication, have them talk to a specialist about the specific thing they're struggling with, I guess.
Right.
That can help them.
It's like therapy.
Yeah, like therapy methods, or I don't know. There's a lot of other, I don't know the word, but I feel like there's a lot of alternate ways to deal with the things that people struggle with, other than
psychiatrics and stuff. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I just feel like that could be a lot healthier in the long run.
Okay. This is a weird question, but on a scale of 0 to 100, how confident would you say you are in this claim that like the medical industry isn't doing the best job that it could be, and that instead we should take this alternative approach to treating people? Like, how confident are you?
I see.
Sorry, I've been cued here. So there's this scale. This is 0% confident, meaning like not at all confident, and this is like closed-mindedly sure, 100%.
Yeah.
So where would you be? Maybe show the camera wherever it's at.
See, I don't agree like totally closed-minded, because I do believe there are good doctors and people that have good intentions and stuff like that. So what is that, 60%?
That's about 60. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say 60.
60%.
Like, I feel like there's a lot of benefits that we've had from it, and we've come so far.
Yeah.
And I just feel like there's also a lot more room for improvement as well. And I feel like, I don't know, just like the mental health of our country right now is so bad. Like, it really concerns me.
I'm curious, is it mostly a mental health issue, or is it physical as well? Like cancer treatment or diabetes or physical illnesses?
Well,
you share a similar stance to
there
that.
are people that have explored like the book The Body Keeps the Score. Like, your body will tell you when there's something off in your life. And your body has this intelligence, like gut health. It's another brain. It's like
instinctual.
That you have to pay attention to, because if you're like having these symptoms, it usually means that there's something that you need to address that you haven't been addressing in your life. So I feel like it can relate to the physical body as well with cancer. I have seen stories of people that have had cancer, and then they have gone to see holistic doctors that they go to retreats with, and they explore what's going on in their personal lives. And maybe it was an abusive husband that they were too scared to leave, and once they got out of that relationship, their body all of a sudden, it was like,
it healed.
It healed itself, because it was like all that anxiety and stress and constant fight or flight. Your nervous system can't function the way it's supposed to, because you're constantly living in that state, and your body just is attacking itself until you remove yourself from the environment.
Yeah, so it's like the mental and the physical are linked in that way. Yeah,
I feel like everything is linked. It's not just separate brains, separate bodies, separate outer life. Like,
and that's
everything.
kind of the basis of like a holistic approach, right, to medicine. It's like nothing should be dealt with specifically or
like
incrementally.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I know, and once again, I'm not an expert. This is just from like what I've been interested in and what I've read about, books I've read, documentaries I've seen, like, you know. So I've like based my own opinions off of this. I could be totally wrong. I'm not claiming to know anything, but just based off of my understanding, that's what I believe.
No, that's respectable. Yeah.
What do you believe?
What do I believe?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think I'm pretty in line with what you're saying.
Yeah.
I might be like a little less. Actually, I'd probably be 60% too. The only thing is I have a lot of respect for Western medicine, and when we start talking about alternative medicine, like acupuncture or like crystal healing or things like that, that's when I start to get a bit skeptical.
Yeah, I don't know much about that either.
Yeah, but those certain kinds of alternative medicines, I'm a bit skeptical about them, or like just certain natural remedies. I think something like penicillin is usually just a better, oftentimes the best way to heal something, or Tylenol or whatever, you know. But when it comes to mental health and what you were saying about like addressing root problems rather than psychiatric drugs and stuff, totally agree. Yeah, it's a good point. I have a lot of experience with, not myself, but with other people, and I totally agree. But a couple more questions on the 60%. What could you see that would get you higher on the scale? You know, like what can make you completely confident that what you're saying is true? 100%.
What do you mean?
Like, is there what kind of world would we have to live in, or what kind of evidence would you have to see, or what kind of things would you have to experience in order to make this higher, to increase your confidence? Does that make sense?
In the medical industry, like trust them?
Yeah, like, okay, so I think your claim was something like we should take a more holistic approach or use alternative methods
before resorting
to things like psychiatrics, or just Western medicine in general, like the way that our system is set up. And you said you're 60% confident in that claim, right?
Yeah.
What would make you more confident, if anything?
Claim?
Yeah.
I think I would have to see it with people that suffer from severe symptoms and mental disorders and stuff like that, because I don't have enough knowledge in that area, where it's like people that have like my dad has antisocial personality disorder, and I don't know if there's any method that could help make that improve, even like alternatively or holistically. Like, I feel like that extreme of a situation might need it.
Might need what?
Medication.
Okay.
So I can't.
Got you.
Like with him, it's like no matter what, I don't think any other alternative method would help with that.
Okay. And so you're saying seeing more cases like that, where only this like sort of psychiatric approach towards healing is the only way that you can see that would increase your. Wait, I'm confused now.
No, I guess it's like I'm not confident 100%, because I would need to see it tested on all sorts of different cases.
Got it.
You know?
Right. You just need to see it more in action on a bunch of different stuff. Okay, got you. And then lastly, what would make you less confident in your claim? Like what might bring that 60% down to like 20, you know?
down to 20.
Yeah.
If they could prove it wrong, if they would try and find different methods where it's like, there's this guy I read about, Dr. Joe Dispenza.
Haven't heard of him. No.
And he really studies about healing the body with the mind. And he's done a lot of like experiments and retreats and stuff that have shown how people have healed their diseases. And like, I think it was him who, or it was someone else. There's been a story about a man that was in an accident and he was in a wheelchair and he couldn't walk. I believe it was Dr. Joe Dispenza.
Oh,
and
he was the one in an accident?
I believe so.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah.
And every day would focus on healing the body just with the mind. And he ended up being able to walk again, even though the chances were super slim.
What did he do?
Every day for 6 months, he was a doctor. He visualized the neural pathways, like healing and fusing together. And instead of not being able to gain functionality again after he was doing that for like 6 months, he was able to walk again. And then he took that. He was like, okay, if I'm able to do this, I want to see if it works on other people as well. And so he started running studies and like learning about all these things about how powerful the mind really was and how we really have control over the way that our body reacts to things. And if I saw, so like seeing that makes me believe in alternative methods and things like that, because it's like, how can that be a coincidence if it's worked for like...
So I think that would actually make your confidence higher, right?
It would. So I would like to see professional doctors prove it wrong.
Prove that
if they
wrong.
tried his methods or like other methods like that, where like
maybe if someone examined his situation and said,
let's bring this to the mainstream.
Right, or because this guy, Doctor Who?
Joe Dispenza.
Joe Dispenza, he claimed that he healed himself by like just picturing his neural pathways,
visualizing, neural
and
pathways,
sort of just bringing it into reality, right? Like through his mind.
Because like placebos, people that test it with like Tylenol, and then you believe that you're taking something that makes your body heal, so you feel better, even though they give them nothing. Like our minds are so strong, but we just don't believe in it, so we don't end up seeing the results that we need. Like you literally have to believe it with your full body and mind, and that's what he did. So that's why he saw the results. So then that's why.
But it's interesting. It's like that's healing. That all that to me, that sounds like he had a lot of confidence that he would heal, and that's about it, right? That's all he. That's all he needed to heal.
He had the belief that if he tried it every day, he could walk again, and then it happened.
Right.
So that was like, to me, that was like crazy.
Yeah.
I remember it was a documentary on Netflix called Heal.
Heal.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that one out.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's what first got me into researching about all this stuff. I was like, whoa.
That's interesting stuff. I could talk about it more, but I want to respect your time.
Thank you. My friends left me already. So.
Phoebe, good to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah. Can I give her one of these majiggers? So these are just like puzzle pieces that we give out, and the goal is to try to collect all three for yourself. If you want to take one, sorry, any color.
Wait, collect all three? What do you mean?
So each conversation you get one, and then when you come back, you can get another one. And then once you complete it, it's like a challenge.
The blue one. Well, I'm moving to Miami, but
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't need to take it if you want to save it.
Maybe there's people in Miami who do this. There might be. Yeah.
Just has something to remember the conversation about.
Yeah, that's another reason for it.
I like it. Sentimental.
Awesome. Thanks, Phoebe.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I hope I didn't sound like an idiot.
No, that was me. I'm the one who sounded like an idiot.
Okay. Thanks, guys. I love having conversations like that.